Hey, how's it going? Mr. Monkey here with another review. My last review was almost an hour long, so I figured this time I'd do a short one with just 4 people. These 4 specific Marvel Legends were released in their retro carded line. The first wave consisted of 6 figures. I only have 3 of the 6. I figured since I have the black version of Storm, I would just review that one since it's the same mold as the white one. It's basically just a different color and the accessory is just a different color. So that's why she's here now. I don't know where this is specifically from. I thought maybe it was from Extreme X-Men, but her suit does not look like this in that. As far as look goes, this Storm looks amazing. Right when I saw this figure, I was like, alright, I gotta go get this one. So as far as look goes, she's a 5. Before we move on from look to articulation, I thought I'd bring in some other X-Men members. So this is the Gambit that was released with the retro line. Here is Rogue. These guys look great together, but I am going to move on to articulation. So these things on her shoulder, you can actually move around. The video got a little too bright, so I turned it down a little bit because my eyes are getting flashbanged. She does have the single jointed arms, which is kind of in part to why I didn't want to pick up the white suit Storm, because I figured that since that suit is so iconic, they would probably make that suit again with the double jointed arms, so I'm holding out hope. In the cape, you can articulate this part. Now, if you're wondering, I don't think you can really turn these, like take them out and pull them the other way, because this gold cuff, it's sculpted on, so you can't really take it off easy. If you really wanted to turn these the other way, you would probably have to damage the figure. Single jointed arms are not ideal. Another problem I have with this arm in general is it doesn't have the upper articulation that figures typically would have. Like, just to showcase, I'm talking about this one right here, how it turns like that. So that is unfortunate. She does have torso articulation. She can't really go down. She can go back pretty good though. Like she just got like blasted with something. She goes a little past 90. It's not the best. Moving on to accessories, she comes with these lightning effects. Now I do like these effects specifically for Storm because they look like lightning. They typically throw these in with superpowered individuals. Now, Iceman, and here is the other one I have in my collection. This is from the Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave. Now, I like the color of this figure. I don't like that you can see through it. So I would want it to be more like solid like this one is, but retain the color, or like, you know, similar to this color. I do like that this figure has the X. The fisted hands for Iceman are kind of out of place in my opinion. I like this hand so much more because it looks like he's actually using his powers. I really hope they come out with a new one that just knocks out the park. This Iceman shares the same mold as Multiple Man, which is from the Retro Wave 2, and Quicksilver, who was in the Family Matters 3-pack with Scarlet Witch and Magneto. I do actually like this mold. The scrawnier mold that Darwin and the other Iceman have, I prefer for Iceman, because I see him as more of like a scrawny like kid. So articulation, you do have the butterfly joint, which is an upside as far as articulation goes. Sometimes it looks a little odd, but in this instance, I think it looks alright. Like, it doesn't, like, ruin the look of the figure. So he can move a lot. That's his down. That's his up. The thigh is like how every thigh is, 360. His legs, really good articulation on the leg. He goes the full way. And then his foot, he can give himself a foot massage. So even when I move the belt out the way, I can't seem to move his torso. I don't want to force it and possibly break this figure. I don't know if that is a problem other people have. so I do have to assume that it's isolated and that it would work normally. He goes down that far, and he actually has a pretty good back. For an accessory, they gave this ice slide. I love this slide. They should have included alternate hands so it looks like he's actually making the slide. This pairs so much better with the Juggernaut Wave Iceman in my opinion. I just thought I'd showcase Iceman with a couple other X-Men members. On the left is Kitty Pryde from the Juggernaut Wave, and the right is Wolverine from the Juggernaut Wave. I think he looks good alongside the X-Men members, but as like I said
y'all know we gotta wait. Y'all know.
A couple times before, I really hope they come out with a new Iceman that is the best of both of them in my collection. This Silver Samurai was one of my most desired figures out of this wave. He looks just like I remember him from the comics and the shows. Truly an awesome looking figure. But I do have to say, in some of like the comics, and I think there was a show where he had where he would hold the swords, they were like this, and when he would have them on his lower back, they would look kind of like an X. I always thought that was cool. This still looks great though when he has them right here. He can't go back really that far. Forward isn't that great either. He can move the head around like this, but forward and back, it's minuscule. And his shoulder guards are going to hinder the up. And he can't put his arms all the way to his sides. They're always going to be like this. Articulation ain't that bad as far as this goes. It's a little above 90. And his hands aren't side to side. They're up and down, which isn't optimal for Silver Samurai. His legs, they probably won't go out anymore even if this wasn't here. He can go down farther than everyone else in the wave. Cyclops is kind of close, but so here is the rest of the leg articulation. So just to show you, it's like 90. He can move right here and here the full ways. And leg can't go back that far. Goes up probably the same. You can still move it all around though. They threw in a katana and I'll probably say this wrong, a wakizashi blade.
Wakizashi.
You know what a katana is. It's a sword. They use it for, battling. This blade is more of a defensive blade in like a close quarter like fight. So if they were fighting in like a closet, they'd probably use this. But really cool that you get two different swords here. I appreciate the variety. Before I move on to Cyclops, here's Silver Samurai next to the brown suit Wolverine. I do kind of wish he either came with a sword that had a different color or some sort of power effect that would give the sword an aura, indicated that he was using his powers. Here is the Astonishing X-Men Wolverine with Silver Samurai. Really, any Wolverine would look awesome next to this guy. As far as Wolverine villains go, Silver Samurai is one of my favorite. We have X-Factor Cyclops. As look goes, in person, he's a little miscolored, and some of his lines don't even like really match up. This is a different white than this white, and he's like all shredded up here. I don't know what happened. Moving on to articulation, this is like the Sunfire Havoc body. I don't love this body. At first glance, I thought maybe he shared gloves with Avalanche, but they are not the same. Avalanches are like more wider, and they aren't the same feet either. So pretty good leg. Arm is not that great. His gloves impede it. He can go pretty far up, pretty far down. Back is pretty good. Forward's awesome, and you can spin all around. Now accessories are next. Here's his alternate head. This head looks goofy without the other accessory he comes with. Now, it looks like you have to put it a certain way, but either way you put it in, it looks good. This accessory is awesome. I love this accessory. This is the other way. So either way you put it in, it's fine. This is really cool. I like this one a lot. Start off at first place. Who's going to be walking away with 4 points on this bracket? It's going to have to be the Retro Deadpool. This figure is just so... It's going to be Storm. I was having so much fun playing around with her. I mean, displaying her. Second place was an easy one. It's Silver Samurai. This guy is awesome. I love my Wolverine villains. This guy is among them. Even though his articulation isn't the best, you can still pull off some crazy cool poses. I love this figure. His look and design is so cool. He looks just like I remember him. Easy pick for second. Third place is going to be Iceman. You've already heard my gripes about this guy. And fourth is Cyclops. This figure, compared to the others, is just outdated. I'm happy with the original X-Factor look for him that comes with the Holocaust wave. So they don't really need to remake this guy, but it would be an easy remake since there's just, different colors. So that was my personal ranking of the 4.